Ralocha. You see, many people have been saddened by the story in Limpopo where the two African ladies were unalived by two farmers and then thrown to the pigs so that the pigs can eliminate the evidence. I'm so happy that the African National Congress Women's League is coming out and pledging their support to the deceased, and it says they will attend the court cases. I want to speak about that just a little bit. Another interesting thing that you might have missed is that Parliament has appointed the Electoral Reform Consultation Panel. Now, this panel is tasked with going out to the public and finding some inputs on the electoral system. Any changes, any amendments that we as the public might suggest to them, they're going to do it. It's very important to highlight this because I think they are up to something and already going to tweak some things for 2029. I also want to speak about Northwest, where a mayor bought 22 laptops for 730,000. Yes, 22 laptops. South Africa.
Welcome to King Said So, Africa's one land, one language, one currency, one army on King Said So. Africans can unite. Your Pan-Africanist podcast. Enjoy.
Peace in Pan-Africanism to all my African brothers and sisters from all around the world. Welcome back to King Said So. I'm your host, Kagiso Hlongwane Zinjiva Sono, and we're back at it again with another one. Let's start with this case in Limpopo of the pigs, the pig farm, where these two white males are doing what the Afrikaner white males are always doing in South Africa, especially in the farm areas. Listen, you are not going to hear anything from AfriForum. You're not going to hear anything from the DA. You're not going to hear anything from Gayton McKenzie. They saw these people who claim to say put South African first when the cases involve foreign nations. They will be completely silent. And I'm so happy that the African National Congress Women's League has found some type of a voice to come out. And this is what I expected when I saw the racist cases in Girls High. I expected the Women's League to stand up for women's rights. But anyway, let's listen to what are they saying this time around.
Look, to the ANC Women's League, it's very painful. And we feel that this act was of ruthless. And I can tell you right now where I'm seated looking into that matter that also the issue of racism is part of it. And we are very much hurt by this matter. And the community is not settled at all. Because look, you've got a situation where a mother just left the children, knowing that, oh, mama, she's going to fetch some few items, which is like grocery, because to them, it's something like, you know, how these factories, they say they dispose of items from the shelf 3 days or 4 days before the expiring date, most of them. So now for people that are not working and things they feel like this thing is not really rotten into an extent that they can consume it, and which is what it was happening. Those women, they went there looking just to get something to feed their children. They were looking for yogurts, actually. So to us, it's a very hurting situation. It's also pathetic and ruthless, because how do you see that there's a woman and you shoot, and I can tell you where I'm sitting that these gentlemen who accused number one, no two, they knew very well that these women are here to collect what is left here. And then to them, just because they feel like a black woman life does not matter. And then they had to do what they did. And for them to also throw them in a pigsty, that is very, 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 very ruthless. And we feel as the ANC Women's League that we are going to be there at the court house on Friday, this coming Friday, because the accused were remanded for the 30th. We are going to sit there and just to make sure that the magistrate understand that the community, this thing has devastated the community. It's a very scary situation to us and community. It's a very, very scary situation. And we are saying we are going to continue chanting and say no bail to this accused until justice is served.
Like I say, I always give credit where credit is due. Even though I have absolutely no trust and no faith in our court systems, I believe that it is white guys who have clearly murdered these people, shot them. There were eyewitnesses and everything. White people, when it comes to farm murders and everything, they have got the money to buy out victims. They've got the influence with the to buy out to buy expensive lawyers and defend their case, because in court there's something that you say you have to prove beyond reasonable doubt that they committed a crime. So I'm happy that the Women's League is trying to fight there to say they will be there to say no bail. Yes, there might not be bail the first time around, the second time around, third time, but later on in the year, I promise you, you're going to see them being released on something like 20,000 rand bail. And they continue to do this. They do this in each and every farm. You see, white farm owners think that people who work for them are their properties. They treat black people as their properties. That's how it works, you know. So it's said like we need to unite behind this type of things, and that is why I am formulating the Paseta Legal Minds, where we're going to put a group of lawyers, advocates together to fight this type of cases. But remember, it is us as black people who must fund those lawyers, because legal fees come at a high cost. So I'm going to open a separate account, a separate bank account and everything for the Paseta Legal Minds, so that those people can tackle cases like this and make sure that our people get the best legal representatives in court. For me, that is very important. It's a matter that's close to my heart. How many times have we seen such cases and nothing happens to those people? So let's speak about this panel that the Parliament has appointed, the Electoral, the Electoral Forum Consultation Panel. Let's hear what is it actually that they want to achieve.
You are a panel that's been put together by the Department of Home Affairs. Talk to us about your formation and what are the objectives to which you have been formed.
We've been set up by Parliament to say, after we have had elections for 30 years and we had the system of proportional representation, and we also changed it only in 2019 with the idea of including independence. So they said to us as a panel, they set us at the end of the term of the sixth panel. We started on June the 3rd to do our work. They said, go out, research, and also consult and ask people why and how should our electoral system either be changed or amended or reviewed or even replaced. So we are basically asked to research that and also see, are there areas that we need to improve? Do we need to change? Where and why, and whether we should do those changes. Yeah. That's really our mandate.
So somebody would ask, why would you want to change again when the Electoral Amendment Act of 2023 came into effect just last year, 17th of April?
Yes, that amendment, my brother, was just an insertion into the 1998 Act. It was only including the question of of independence only to get them there. We don't know. I can't speak for them whether even that framework that has been set by that act is there. But there have been basically calls for electoral reform because of course after some time we see even how parties now are composed in parliament. Some people do mention issues about the strength of party leaders in this current system. And of course, it has been acknowledged that in reality, this system itself of proportional representation is the fairest system in the world.
Yeah.
But there have been some talks by people. So the government and parliament is now giving them an opportunity to say, are there any areas to improve? There's been the question of saying there is lack of accountability to a certain extent, in the sense that you can't either recall or directly deal with a particular representative who is representing you in parliament. You have to deal with political parties and now independents, but independents didn't even get in. Okay.
Guys, if we don't participate in things like this, because we are good in complaining, but at the end, when people ask us for inputs, because there is going to be companies and individuals that are looking for to protect this thing of coalition government and to make it more formal and to destroy us, the black vote, to destroy it even further, that are going to make their inputs and they are going to be taken serious. But people like me and you who don't want to type emails, who don't want to send, who don't want to actively participate in such activities, we are going to be complaining in 2029 when this same reform consultation forum panel says, listen, we went throughout South Africa. Where were you guys? We gave you guys a chance to make your inputs. I think one of the inputs that must be taken out or that must be considered is they shouldn't be an extrapolation of what material fundings mean. What do I mean by that? When a vote is not counted properly, it means the whole system is corrupt. For me, if there's 10 votes in KwaZulu-Natal, the MK 10 votes, for example, MK got 310 votes, but the IEC says 300. Those 10 votes must disqualify the results of that specific region, and a recount must happen in that region or in that ward the following day. For me, it's very important to count everyone's vote. Another thing I would also suggest is that we must go voting with our IDs, and there must be after they scan our IDs, it must not limit you. For example, you must be able to vote for national in whichever province you are in. For example, if I'm from Mpumalanga, I've registered in Mpumalanga municipality, whatever, and I find myself in Gauteng. Because I can't vote for the provincial and regional ballots, they must allow me to vote for the national one, even though I am not in my province. They must not say, no, you are not registered to vote here. That's another thing. And I'd like to hear what other suggestions you guys would want to be put here. The IEC staffs are also, it's something that I don't like also. There's so many things that are happening that must change in this electoral system for me. The announcement of the results, the employee of IEC, external IT companies coming from outside our country, working here, pushing the American, American interest into the electoral system, the investors or the people who run our country having putting pressure on the IEC. Those type of things is things that we must not allow in 2029. But you guys will tell me what you think about that. Let's talk about the 22 laptops in Northwest that cost 730 rand. 730,000, I mean.
730,000 rand has been spent on 22 laptops in the past 2 months.
Let me confirm that there's nothing wrong about that. You have touched on the issue of service delivery. And for us to render services to our people, we must have tools of trade that will enable us to can render those services to our communities. Yes, indeed, the municipality purchased 22 laptops for its accounting officer, newly appointed senior managers, and some staff members who were in need of such tools of trade. And the money that has been spent there is 730,000.
The municipal manager defended the high cost of laptops, saying there are necessary tools of trade for municipal officials to execute their duties.
We'll understand that our responsibilities within institution are not the same. There are those responsibilities that require certain specifications of laptops so that they can be executed smoothly. Like, for an example, remember that on a daily basis we are working on our server, and there are different modules within that server. For one to access those modules, he or she will be in need of a certain specifications of laptop. In particular, maybe the accounting officer as well as your chief financial officer, the CFO.
Guys, it is not the first time, and it probably will not be the last time where we see such passages where one laptop costs 77,000. What type of laptop is this? I mean, we have seen a laptop, if I'm not mistaken, the highest cost of a laptop in South Africa was something like 300 and something thousand for one laptop. I think it was also in the Northwest. I might be paraphrasing the province, but it was something somewhere there where one laptop was costing more than 300,000. In South Africa, this is something that happens all the time. People are eating with the suppliers. Now, the reason why this will not stop is because that's how most of these parties gain campaign money. You understand what I'm saying? So I give you a business, you inflate the price with 20,000. I'm just making a small example, but that 20,000 you're going to give it back to the political party that I'm serving, so that we can print t-shirts, so that we can buy gazebos. That is what most of this money is used for. Yes, some is for selfish reasons, where some people would want to directly benefit from those suppliers so that they can enrich themselves, buy nice cars, nice houses, renovations, and all of that. But most of the time, it is a political decision that is taken from the premier, the mayors, and the councillors. They are taking this decision consciously, knowing that the money is going to come back and help them with campaigning. When you campaign, you need petrol, accommodation, advertising material, and all of those things, and you don't have the money. So that's why municipalities are a way of looting those money, or redirecting that money back into the political parties. It's something that is well known. Every political party does this. DA, every political party, I don't care which political party it is, this is how they maneuver their funds into coming back into their political party. Ask anyone that is in politics, this is how politicians do. That's why they are fighting for certain ministries. That's why they want the agriculture sector, they want the justice, they want this, because they want the public works, because that's where the money is. And you can just make it a fair, this thing of three quotation rule. It's very easy also to manipulate. I just ask 2 quotations from you two, knowing that your prices are going to be high because you are supplying the quotation to government, and then I just call King for King to give me a lower quotation. That is what is happening. Every political party does this. What you say, we say you work the system. So even when auditors come, it shows that there was 3 quotation and this one was the cheapest one, so we took this one. Nobody can argue with you. That is how things go. So The people of Northwest, they voted for the African National Congress. So let them eat what they have cooked. That is what they're going to get. The same goes with the people of the Eastern Cape. And some of you wanted me to cover Itala Bank and also this issue of construction mafias. My goodness. What is the construction mafias are operating each and every province. Wow. Put South African first, ne? Because there's a big debate on why these things are happening. We'll talk about it next time, guys. I just wanted to report these things to you guys so that you guys can be aware of this electoral reform consultation panel. It's very important. Let's watch them closely and see what is it that they are trying to sneak behind our back as we are not watching. Thank you so much for everyone that has supported African Mojolo with your boy King. I appreciate the support. We are now above 1,000 subscribers. So next year we might start a new channel here, a new podcast with I'm actually working with it, a new podcast with a friend of mine that will be reporting different things. I think I need help also, an assistant, not necessarily on Kings and so, but on another channel. You guys might start seeing me collaborating with other podcasters come 2025. So thank you so much, guys, for tuning in. Until we meet again, don't forget to pray. After you pray, stand up, African child. Do your best so that God can do the rest. Peace in Pan-Africanism. I salute you.